Yo guys, what is good? It's your boy John Wong here, back again with another video. And today we are going over the top 10 best sneakers for back to school for the fall 2025. Alright, as always, if you guys have not seen my most recent video where I go over the Asics Onitsuka Tigers Mexico 66s, make sure to go check it out afterwards, and I would very much appreciate it if you left a like for me. But it's been a while since I've made one of these videos. I used to really like back to school sneakers a lot, and then I realized that it kind of got a bit repetitive because there hasn't been anything new on the market. So I'd be talking about the same Dunks, same Jordans, Air Force Ones, and all of that. For this video, actually, I decided to take out all the Air Force Ones, all the Nike Dunks, and all Jordans because those are just overplayed. Instead, I've come up with 10 different sneakers that are very comfortable, very affordable. I don't think they really have a price range actually. All of them definitely range under 200 bucks, but I decided to have a variety of price ranges because I thought that it's up to you guys to decide how much money you want to spend on buying a pair of sneakers for back to school. But if this is your first time here, my name is John. I love to make content on sneakers, style, menswear, and streetwear. I would very much appreciate it if you guys can smash the subscribe button and join the Turntable Gang, and also leave a like on this video. But I also have to preface that I guess this list that I made is all entirely in my opinion, so you may not necessarily agree with my top 10 best sneakers for back to school, and that's perfectly fine. If I'm missing a sneaker here that you think should be up here, let me know in the comments down below, because I do want to hear from you guys, and as long as it's respectful, I think that it's worth sharing. But yo, with that being said, these are the top 10 best sneakers for back to school for the fall 2025. Let's hop into it. All right, coming in number 10, we do have the New Balance 740s. In all transparency, I've never owned this sneaker, nor have I ever tried this on, but I have heard that this is a very comfortable shoe. And the best part about the sneaker is how affordable it is. So right now on the retail market, it goes for 110 bucks. However, you can pretty much get them on sale for between $60 to $80. Now, in my opinion, that's pretty insane because I know that New Balance sneakers are generally really comfortable. No matter how expensive they are, they can be really cheap and still be made with really good quality. And the sneaker itself looks comfortable, so I'm not denying that it's not a great shoe. I feel like it's a great alternative to a lot of comfy sneakers out there that may range from $100 to $150. Now, I know it comes in a variety of different colorways, but I feel like this white color is the best bang for anyone's buck because of how versatile it is. I know that when it comes to back to school, parents want to get sneakers that are easy to wear, that you can wear all the time, and I feel like this pretty much goes with everything. Not only are they comfortable, but this whole aesthetic of the 80s 90 vintage look is very trendy nowadays, and I just feel like this is a great sneaker. Now, the only reason why I put it so high up on the list is because I've never worn it myself. But if you do think that they are comfortable, if you have a pair, please let me know in the comments down below and educate me on this sneaker a little bit more. All right, moving on to number 9 on this list, we do have the Air Max 95s. Now, for this entire year, I've been talking about Air Max 95s because in the year of 2025, the Air Max 95s are entering their 30th anniversary, so Nike is celebrating that, and they're re-releasing a lot of old colorways. At first, I really hated the Air Max 95s, but I came to love them. I got my own pair right here. This is the Nike SB version. You don't have to get the SB version. They come in a ton of different colorways, and they're pretty widely available at Foot Locker or Finish Line. Now, there's two reasons why they're placed so high up on the list, even though I love this sneaker a lot. First of all, it retails between $170 to $185, so it is on the more expensive side when it comes to sneakers. With that being said, if you guys have the money, I do suggest that you consider buying the sneaker because it is a beautiful shoe at the end of the day. Just the whole meaning of Air Max 95s and its aesthetic and look and design is great. It tells a story. But if you're also looking at comfort, this is not necessarily the best sneaker to wear. Now, there are air units which are supposed to make a sneaker comfortable. However, Air Max 95s are not the softest sneakers. I got my SB pair, so it makes it a whole lot more padded. But when it comes to comfort, you're not really gonna get much with the Air Max 95s. Now, I still think that this is a very iconic and nostalgic pair of sneakers. I know a lot of old school sneakerheads love this. So if you consider yourself a sneakerhead, I definitely recommend checking out the Air Max 95s, which is at number 9. All right, moving on to number 8 on the list, we do have the Nike Vomero 18s. Now, this is another sneaker that I haven't gotten the chance to try on. As you guys can tell by the look of the sneaker, it looks comfortable. I mean, you can see all that cushioning on the midsole, and depending on which version you get, so I believe the regular version only costs 155 bucks, but if you decide to go with the Plus, that costs 180. Again, it's a steeper price for a pair of sneakers, but I feel like it's all worth it at the end, especially if you go with the Plus and you have a little more extra money to spare. I feel like it's gonna give you a lot more cushion. But if you guys have had experience with the Nike Vomero 18s, again, let me know in the comments down below. I know that Nike goes on sale pretty often, so you could probably find this for cheaper than 150 bucks. Not to mention, this sneaker just looks very simplistic. There's not a ton going on with it, and it doesn't look too futuristic or too out there. You know, and I do believe that students should feel comfortable when they're at school, so I feel like this is a great sneaker just to have on during the day. I think my favorite colorway is that white and red one. I feel like that's the OG. I think that's the first one that came out. Very cool, but they also come in a ton of other colorways as well. Now, I don't know too much about the Nike Vomero line, but I do have a pair of Zoom Vomero 5s. These are one of the most comfortable sneakers I've ever owned. So if you think about it, maybe the Nike Vomero 18s are even more comfortable than this. Now, I gotta try on a pair for myself because I know that other sneakerheads have been talking about this sneaker, so it's gotta be good, right? All right, moving over to number 7 on this list, we do have the New Balance 9060s. For the last couple of years, people have just been really liking that chunky and bulky look to it. You know, why not? I think that it definitely looks like it's a comfortable shoe. Now, even though it's something that I wouldn't really wear for myself, I've seen a lot of people pull them off. I've seen a lot of kids wear them with like joggers or sweatpants, and they look pretty good. Now, this is a sneaker that's kind of weird. It kind of looks like you have like dinosaur feet when you're wearing this, but at the same time, you also look like you're on trend and you're stylish. So I feel like this is definitely a sneaker to consider getting. Now, this sneaker retails for a price of 150 bucks, but you can literally find them on sale right now for 110. Now, I think that when this sneaker comes to mind, I automatically think of the gray one because everyone has that one, but they still come in a lot of different colorways. It's just an easy sneaker to wear. All right, moving over to number 6 on this list is the newest sneaker release of them all. This one is a sneaker that just came out this year, and I'm very intrigued by it. I'm very excited to talk about it. We do have the Nike Ava Rovers. Now, I have tried on this sneaker, and I feel like it is a pretty comfortable shoe. Now, if I were to describe the comfort of the sneaker, it's not very squishy. It's not like you're stepping into a pillow, but it's something that's very supportive. And I think that at the end of the day, sometimes that's what you really need for your feet. Now, this muslin colorway especially reminds me of a cross between the Nike Roshe Runs and a pair of Fear of Gods. I love the cream bottoms and then the black on top. Now, a lot of people wouldn't like that whole like pixelated looking thing on the midsole. I don't know, I don't think it's too bad of a look, and I do want to consider getting this sneaker. It retails for a price of $140, and I know that in Foot Locker and Finish Line, it's in stock right now. On Nike, they're sold out, but I feel like they're definitely gonna restock. I'm still thinking about if this is going to be a future pickup or not, but I would definitely consider getting this black pair right here. Now, I love whenever Nike comes out with a new sneaker. I feel like it's a new concept. It's not hype yet. Not a lot of people care too much about it, but you could also be that person to kind of make it a trend if you pull it off well. So yeah, if you're trying to buy a new pair of sneakers, get something that no one else has, so that when people see the sneaker somewhere else, they'll immediately think of you and you're a trendsetter, and that's how it goes from there. All right, moving over to number 5 on this list. This is a sneaker that I haven't owned yet, but I've tried on a bunch of different times, and I actually really want to pick them up. We do have the Asics Gel-NYCs. I think overall Asics is one of the leading brands in the sneaker game right now, and they're so comfortable. Now, when it comes to their gel lifestyle sneakers, I have the 3 top leading silhouettes. This one is, I think, as a number 4, and I have not had a chance to own this one yet. And that's just because I feel like all their colorways are too generic. Now, this is one of Asics' newest models. It was obviously inspired in New York City. I just haven't seen a lot of creative colorways just yet. I've seen a lot of blacks, grays, and whites. But again, I have all that in my sneaker collection already. I'm waiting for them to come out with something that I have not seen just yet. And don't get me wrong, when I see that colorway that speaks to me, I'm going to hop on it right away because this is a very comfy pair of sneakers. I believe it retails for a price of $140, so pretty similar to the Gel-Kayano 14s. But again, you're paying for what you're getting, which is comfort. And when it comes to any of the Asics sneakers right now, and trust me, I'm going to talk about them a whole lot for the remainder of this video, I would not hesitate buying a pair if you see them in store because these go out of stock pretty fast. That's how popular Asics are. Which takes me on to number 4 in this list. I would highly recommend the Asics Gel-Kayano 14s if you do not have a pair just yet. Now, if you're not a fan of how the Gel-NYCs look, the Asics Gel-Kayano 14s are probably a much better option for you. Now, they retail for a price of 150 bucks, but trust me, they are completely worth it. Now, I would argue that the Asics Gel-Kayano 14s are the most comfortable out of all the gel lifestyle sneakers. Plus, they come in a variety of colorways that are more accessible now. They used to be very limited. They used to be out of stock, but now they're being restocked and you can pretty much get a lot of colors that were reselling for a lot back in the day. Now, I would say depending on the colorway you get, the Gel-Kayano 14s are predominantly white or predominantly cream. So both colors are very wearable. And these go with everything. If you want to wear skinny jeans, they go with them. If you want to wear baggy pants, they also go with them. Shorts, they go with them. This is a great sneaker to wear all around. I definitely recommend the Asics Gel-Kayano 14s. If you guys have not seen my review on the Asics Gel-Kayano 14s, you are missing out because I do speak highly of the sneaker. Get a pair if you have not done so already. All right, and this takes me on to number 3 on this list. This is basically the perfect pair of white sneakers out there. There are so many white shoes out there. Some are overplayed, some of them are just flat out cheap. But this one is something that you can wear every single day. It's made with great materials and it's just a sleek looking aesthetic to it. We do have the Reebok Club C Vintage 85s. Now this isn't necessarily white, but more so cream, but still this is the perfect everyday sneaker to wear. Now I would not suggest getting a pair of Stan Smiths, nor would I suggest getting Air Force Ones. I would ultimately recommend getting the Club Cs. Now the Club Cs just have that really slim and sleek aesthetic to it. You can dress them up, you can dress them down. They just look good and I love it so much. Now on the market right now, these retail for a price of $90. You can pretty much get them on sale sometimes for about 60 to 80 bucks. Pretty accessible sneaker, and I just have 2 pairs of the Club C 85s. Now I just love how simplistic the shoe looks, but also gives a vintage aesthetic as well. Now I can proudly say that I could wear this with every single thing in my wardrobe and they just look good. So if you're looking for a pair of white leather sneakers to get, the Club Cs are your best option. Please, please, please listen to me because I'm speaking truth here. All right, moving on to number 2 on this list as our runner-up, I have the Puma Speedcats. Now for myself, I don't have a pair, but you guys might remember that I've done a recent video on them about 2-3 weeks ago talking about the Puma Speedcats. And Jasmine has a pair, my girlfriend. She loves them. She thinks that they're so comfortable, and I would agree. I feel like the Puma Speedcats kind of match today's fashion based on the type of pants that people are wearing, you know, barrel leg pants, baggy pants. The Puma Speedcats complement that very well. The best part about them is that they only retail for a price of 100 bucks. But again, they're on sale right now, so you can get them for about $70 to $80, which is really cheap for a comfortable pair of sneakers. Now, I've never seen a pair of sneakers that has this thin of a midsole, and I thought that this would be very cheap, but it is a pretty comfortable and good quality pair of shoes. Not a lot of people wear Pumas nowadays, but they're definitely coming back with this shoe. My personal favorite is this gray colorway. And it's not necessarily gray, but kind of like a bluish gray to it. I would probably go for that pair. I'm not sure if I want to get a pair for myself yet, but I think that's a great everyday kind of sneaker. You can go for the yellow pair that is trending right now. A lot of people like the red pair, but you could also stick to the safety and just go with the black. And if you guys have not seen my most recent video where I talk about the Puma Speedcats, I go over the black and red pair. Make sure to go check out that video after you're done with this one. And finally, at number 1 on this list, the best sneaker to get on a budget for 2025 has to be the Asics Gel-1130s. This sneaker only retails for about 100 bucks. Sometimes it's 110 bucks. Sometimes it's even 95. Nevertheless, this is so affordable, and for how comfortable this sneaker is outrageous. This is truly a pair of sneakers that you can slip on every single day and just feel good in. Now, if you go to Foot Locker, you go to Finish Line, JD Sports, they come in a whole bunch of different colorways. And this shoe is just the best bang for your buck. I wear these all the time and I cannot get enough of it. And if you think that just because they are cheap on the market, that they're not going to be a good shoe, you are absolutely wrong, because this is one of the best sneakers you can get nowadays. Now, it's a breathable sneaker, it's wide foot friendly, and you can just stand in them all day and you will be fine. Now, my pair right here is in this tan and gray colorway, super neutral, and I can literally wear this with anything. So for my teens out there, if you guys are in middle school or high school and you're looking for a pair of sneakers, the Asics Gel-1130s are here to save you. Sure, you might not necessarily like the whole dad shoe look, but once you get past this and you put them on your feet and you just walk around in them, it's going to be a whole different ball game. You're not going to be able to go back to any other sneaker, but Asics is going to be one of your favorite brands. All right, y'all, that pretty much wraps up my video for today. But now I'll like to hear from you guys. What's a sneaker that you think is one of the best sneakers for back to school that I didn't have on this list? Let me know in the comments down below, because I do want to hear from you. And as always, if you guys liked the video, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you guys want to hear more from me, smash the subscribe button, because more will be on the way. Again, these are the top 10 best sneakers for back to school for fall 2025. And I see you guys in the next video. Peace.